So I have been quite happy with this portfolio. There's a really cool Uniswap position here, USDC and wrapped ETH. Now I do want to say I've been growing this portfolio slowly, just past the six-figure mark. It is earning between $300 to $700 per day, depending on what day you catch me on. Again, I'm enjoying higher APRs because there is more volume flowing through the markets. I have another portfolio that some of the positions have started getting back into range, so there's a few extra $100 there. My goal is $1,000 per day. Now that said, we all start from something. You may be starting with a smaller amount. That's fine. There's power in time in markets and compounding growth over time. That said, $500 per day, this could change in a second and go to 320. We do understand that we get paid the fees. And that's what I ultimately want to really communicate in this video. And do let me know in the comments if you're following along or if you have anything to add. Remember, as DeFi investors, we are the bank. We provide liquidity to the markets, but instead of middlemen getting paid the fees, aka the banks and Wall Street and the brokers and all the middlemen, we get paid the fees. And that's the beauty of DeFi. It's decentralized. It doesn't take employees or people over the counter. It's smart contract based. If this, then that. It's code. It can't lie. And so if I go on a platform like, for instance, Aave, and I lend out some of my profits right now, $123,000. A couple, like maybe a month ago or 3 weeks ago, I was sitting on over $600,000 of profit because the market was at all-time highs. And now I've been deploying a lot of that profit and take advantage of the markets, which, by the way, remember, you can make money no matter what the markets do. You don't always have to be long. You can have some money sitting on the sidelines. You can short the markets. You can go delta neutral. When we're teaching this stuff, we start with the basics. Enter positions that you're long on, take the profits, set them on the sidelines. There was a lot of people who didn't take profits at all-time highs, and it always drives me crazy, but the same pattern repeats itself. And then you can deploy those profits when the time comes. So like I said, I've been deploying a lot of this profit, but this is smart contract based. I lend out my USDC, borrowers put up collateral on Aave, they pay me back with interest. If you reach this loan to value ratio, you are automatically liquidated with margin. Aave makes money off that, and I get my money back. There's no arguing, there's no legal, there's no one to talk to. It's smart contract based. That is what if there were no smart contracts, there'd be no DeFi. That's what makes this ecosystem run, and that's what makes it so efficient. You and I, the investors, liquidity providers, the lenders, the whatever, we get paid the fees, and you can see the combined revenue. Now, this isn't always super accurate, but you get the point. I could hit up Aerodrome, which obviously I'm a really big fan of. It's almost $1 billion of total value locked, down from 1.7 billion. That wasn't that long ago. Then we kind of went back down to around 700 million. And now we're back at $1 billion again. This market is so hilarious to me because a lot of people exited here when they should actually be exiting up here and getting more bullish and getting more aggressive down here. But that's neither here nor there. The markets will probably forever do that because it is quite unsophisticated market, which also gives people like you and me the opportunity to take advantage of that and actually make profit. And all it takes is a little bit of education. It's why we have this YouTube channel. It's why we have the Underdog Investor Group. It's why we do what we do in Fast Track. And $100 million in fees annualized. And a lot of those fees come back to us. So when I look at this portfolio, I'm making $485. Where does that come from every single day or, on a monthly or yearly basis? I'm making $177,000. That comes from the fees that these platforms generate, and I get paid as a liquidity provider. Now, do remember there is impermanent loss. So when you are doing this and you choose to rebalance, you will lock in impermanent loss. And two, also remember that what you do with these fees is really, really important. We're going to talk about that in a second. But what you do with these fees, so what you invest them in, also makes a massive difference because you take these fees and you invest these in assets that also go up for the next year. Then your APR is not 80% or 100%, or we are seeing more volume, so it's showing 200%. I'm happy with 100%. But the point is, your annualized returns can also greatly increase, which is why in a bear market, we like yield farming. Yes, our APRs are lower because there's lower volume, but with those fees, we're collecting a basket of assets. We're buying assets as a tenth of their value in a bull run, and then in a bull run, we get to collect a lot of those fees. The last year was insane for me because during a bear market, we kept building a bull run portfolio. Now that bull run portfolio exploded, you take a lot of profit, and then you can fund a ton of stuff in your life. Or of course, you can just keep building your DeFi portfolio and keep building bags. By the way, you don't have to use VFAT. I like using VFAT because it keeps a lot of my portfolios organized, but you could go directly to Aerodrome or directly to Uniswap, provide liquidity, and you can manage it through a suite of different tools. Now, I do want to focus on this just for a second too, this is what it takes. This is why we call this DeFi as a business. This is what it takes. You need to have a plan. Everyone's going to have a different goal and different plan. So this member in the UIG has a plan to do $4,000 per month by year end or by the start of January 2026. Their rule is to, if they are taking leverage, they're going to keep LTV below 42. And their ultimate goal is to accumulate as much Bitcoin as they can. Love it. By the way, every UIG member, every client we work with goes through this on their own, and they build out their own strategy, their own goals, and their own kind of flow chart, so to speak, their own business plan ultimately. And you can see here that they are long-term bullish in their portfolio, so they're taking a very long approach, and they're lending out some of their assets over on Aave. They're borrowing some assets, and then they're entering a range of different liquidity pools and earning fees from it. That said, some people have a bit of a different plan. They're using VFAT, they're using Moonwell, they're lending and borrowing, they're also opening up some LP position. They have a plan every time they're claiming fees from any portfolio. They know what they're doing with those fees. They know what they're doing with their stables. They know how much they're adding to their bull run bag. They know what they're doing on every platform like Camino and MarginFi and Meteora. You cannot do this just by entering random positions, loading up some portfolio with just random assets or random pools, random positions, and being just excited about your daily cash flow because it's going to fluctuate so much. One. Two, when the markets move quick, you can be caught in a position you don't want to be in. But by actually creating a flow chart, if there's one thing in the UIG that you do, by the way, if you're a member, do this again. If you're not a member yet, it's a coffee per day, and you'll actually learn how to navigate the markets. No matter what the markets are doing, you'll have a strategy, a tool in your tool belt to be able to deploy capital efficiently and take advantage of whatever the market may be doing, and constant warnings. Hey, we're reaching all-time highs. Hey, are you taking profit? Now, if you take profit, that's ultimately up to you, and you'll find yourself more excited the lower the prices get, the more crypto has corrections, and the deeper those corrections go, the more excited you're going to be to actually deploy capital. But the point is, I want you to create your own flowchart, your own business map. We review these, we look at them, we'll give you feedback. But you will become a much better investor because you'll actually understand what you're doing and you'll have a plan for whatever the markets do. So that said, again, super happy with this portfolio. Again, this is a long portfolio. I've been deploying a lot of profits I've taken from the all-time highs, and I'm able to restart portfolios. I like to have 3 or 4 portfolios at a given time. I always have stables, by the way, sitting on the sidelines. And the higher we get on the fear greed index, so the more greedy the market gets, the more stables I have, the more fearful the markets get, the more I deploy into the markets and I reap the benefits. If you can just learn to do the opposite of what most people do, you'll probably come out ahead every single cycle. With that said, if you have any questions, if you want me to dive into anything, if you've got even questions on this flowchart and you're like, I don't want to join the UIG, I just want stuff for free, then I'm happy to. Again, these videos are oftentimes weeks behind schedule, so they're not live and they're not real time. We do our best to keep them timely, but YouTube channel is much more educational. If you want direct feedback and you want actual support and community, UIG could be an awesome fit for you. But even then, if you're delaying joining a community and actually getting support, then do ask your questions on YouTube. We create these videos for you, and we just want to create a massive database of free content on YouTube that you can continually learn from and even spend hours diving into other videos. So again, like this video, subscribe to this channel, check out some other videos like our bear market strategies or delta neutral strategies, or you can see case studies of clients that went from literally nothing to making tens of thousands of dollars per month. You'll see videos where I'm deploying $500,000 on different lending platforms and protocols, clients who've retired at 40 years old, clients who are making $1,500 per month, clients who are making $500 per day in DeFi income, clients who are covering their entire lifestyle, their kids' education through DeFi income. Spend an hour or two on this channel. It's not only going to be a source of massive inspiration for you, but you're also going to learn a shit ton. So with that said, again, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.